Prince Andrew, Giuffre dead, but the allegations live on. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Virginia Giuffre was a victim of the paedophile and sexual abuser Jeffrey Epstein. She alleged that she was made to have sex with Prince Andrew. He vehemently denied this allegation. No criminal proceedings were brought against Prince Andrew, but a civil suit was launched which was settled without admission of liability, and a payment was made. The sum was rumoured to be many millions of pounds, but the exact details remained private. Recently, Giuffre died, and I reported on that in a separate video and what the reaction of Prince Andrew as an upper lesser type A narcissist would be to the news of her death. I explained that rather than it be a sense of relief, there would rather actually be a sense of annoyance that she hadn't cleared his name, because he maintains that he is entirely innocent, all part of the first line of the twin lines of the narcissistic defence, denial. Notwithstanding the fact that Giuffre has died and, allegedly, took her own life, question marks remain in respect of whether that was the case or whether she has been offed by somebody, and the allegations continue to link Prince Andrew to unsavoury behaviours as a consequence of his friendship, which is not denied, in respect of Jeffrey Epstein. Giuffre is the fourth alleged suicide connected to Jeffrey Epstein's sex ring that he operated. The fact is that there are question marks in relation to Virginia Giuffre's purported suicide. Questions about who was actually with her, where she actually died, where her body has gone to, where is the death certificate, who investigated the scene. Where she allegedly was found was in rural Australia, in a place with a very small population. Questions are raised about has there actually been a funeral? Who found her? How did she die? Did she take an overdose? Did she cut her wrists? Did she hang herself? There hasn't been any information about whether there's been some kind of autopsy. Interestingly, the only information that's been provided about her death has come from her family. There hasn't been any formal information provided by the authorities. At the moment, her father and her sister-in-law are both calling for an investigation into her death. They think that it's suspicious because Giuffre specifically stated previously, "If I die, believe me, I did not commit suicide." It is the case that certain individuals who have a fear that there are others that wish them harm, whether based on realistic evidence or whether simply their perception, will often state as such that I have no thoughts about suicide because of the possibility that they could be killed and for it to be made to look like suicide. They therefore want to ensure that there is a proper investigation into the circumstances of their death should it arise. Now, of course, it also bears stating that an individual might well state, "If I die, believe me, I did not commit suicide," but then change their mind and then take their own life at a later juncture. Nevertheless, the circumstances of Giuffre's death have attracted the interest of people who have a range of questions about what actually went on, and raising the possibility that there were those that wanted to keep her quiet. There was a suggestion that, for instance, Ghislaine Maxwell has made an application for a presidential pardon, and that could have been torpedoed by somebody like Giuffre, and therefore there will be a vested interest in silencing Giuffre. The fact is that Giuffre was employed as a massage therapist, Jeffrey Epstein, and she was then sent for lessons to learn how to become a massage therapist. She then explained, and she spoke about this in a BBC interview, about how her massages turned into sexual encounters. Basically, Ghislaine Maxwell brought her in, and it was her job to bring other girls in. She explained that when it came to Prince Andrew, she was told that she had to do for Prince Andrew what she did for Jeffrey Epstein, which was engage in sexual activity. There is another victim of Epstein who's called Lisa Phillips. She hosts a podcast called From Now On. She states that she was on a photo shoot at an island, which was close to Jeffrey Epstein's island. She explains that she had a free day, and there was another young blonde model who resembled Virginia Giuffre, said that she had a friend who owned an island and it'd be wonderful to her and helped her get a USA visa, and invited Lisa Phillips to go to Epstein's island for the day. So she went there with this Polish model who bore a resemblance to Virginia Giuffre. And when she got there, Lisa Phillips observed that there were two young blonde girls who were swimming in a pool with an older gentleman. They all went out for the day, and then they had dinner together. Later in the evening, a young blonde girl knocked on Phillips's door and told her that Epstein was ready for his massage. When Lisa questioned her friend what this was, the friend, the Polish model, explained that Epstein liked massages and you just have to go along and do it. Phillips found herself stuck on the island. She didn't know what to do, so she followed her Polish model friend into the room. She alleges that she then ended up being sexually abused in the room with Epstein and was molested by him. Phillips has maintained her silence about these events for 15 years, and she's only spoken about what had happened after Epstein had died. Phillips also stated that when Virginia Giuffre spoke out about Prince Andrew, she felt that she also needed to speak because she had a friend who was taken into a room with Prince Andrew and was told to have sex with him. Accordingly, not only is it the case that Giuffre has made this allegation, but Phillips makes the allegation that another friend was taken into a room with Prince Andrew and was told to have sex with him. Phillips states she remembers the incident very clearly because during her time at the island, she saw Prince Andrew there and Epstein introduced Andrew to her as well. Another victim of Epstein was Caroline Andriano. She committed suicide aged 36 in a West Palm Beach hotel room after being trafficked by Epstein at age 15. Another victim, Lee Skye Patrick, who was the first to die of suicide, was found in a West Palm Beach hotel of an accidental drug overdose. Epstein was the third to purportedly commit suicide, although there are those that believe that's not the case, and Giuffre was the fourth victim to die of suicide in relation to the sex ring. The fact is that Lisa Phillips maintains that she was introduced to Prince Andrew and that her friend was taken into a room with Prince Andrew and was told to have sex with him. She explained that the victims at the time don't really understand what's going on in the moment. It's only when they talk to other victims at a later time that they realise that the stories are exactly the same. When she met Virginia Giuffre, she realised that Giuffre was the young girl that she'd seen frolicking in the pool with Prince Andrew, and after speaking to around about 40 or 50 other girls, she realised that the men that they were being introduced to, they were actually being trafficked to. She said that many of the girls under the Ghislaine operating in Florida were underage, but in New York they were aged between 18 and 24. Phillips is adamant that it was Prince Andrew that she had seen because she grew up in England and was very interested, and he was very interested in her because she grew up in England. She maintains that he was clearly involved in nefarious behaviour alongside Epstein. Thus, Giuffre has died, but another victim, Lisa Phillips, has come forward to maintain that Prince Andrew was not only on the island, that he met Giuffre, something that he has denied, and also that he was involved in having sex with somebody else. Naturally, these are allegations which have not been tested in a court of law, but it is problematic for Prince Andrew because it demonstrates that another person that has come forward to threaten his evidence, which is that he'd never met Giuffre, to suggest that in actual fact he had, and therefore he's told a lie. Furthermore, Phillips's evidence is to suggest that Andrew had sex with the friend of Phillips, that he was engaged in the behaviour that he'd been accused of by Giuffre. Whether this is accurate or not, the existence of it continues to demonstrate a threat to Prince Andrew and why he remains in a withdrawn position, but it also shows that notwithstanding the death of Virginia Giuffre, the allegations of misconduct on the part of Prince Andrew and confirmation, at least from this witness, that he knew Giuffre continued to be made. The thorn remains in his side. The allegations continue, and this remains problematic for Prince Andrew, not least because of the nature of the allegations, but also, as a narcissist, they threaten his control by virtue of the provision of challenge fuel. Therefore, he must nullify that threat to control. This, of course, is something which has caused people to suggest that there is something suspicious about Giuffre's death. Not to suggest that Prince Andrew was behind it, but that other people wanted her silenced because of the potential damage that she could continue to cause alongside other victims. Either way, although Giuffre is dead, the allegations continue to live on and present a problem for Prince Andrew. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.